Welcome to A Guide to Every Deck in Legacy. Today we're looking at Infect. Infect is an aggro deck that seeks to play cheap creatures with Infect and pump them to get the opponent to 10 poison counters as fast as possible. The deck's suite of Infect creatures includes Glistener Elf, Blighted Agent, and Inkmoth Nexus, with Noble Hierarch used to get ahead on mana and pump them with Exalted. The rest of the deck is a mix of pump spells for the Infect creatures, namely some combination of Invigorate, Vines of Vastwood, Scale Up, Become Immense, and Berserk, counterspells Force of Will and Daze for protection and to interact with the opponent, usually supplemented by a few others like Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm, and some cantrips, e.g. Brainstorm and Ponder. While it's technically capable of winning on turn 2 with Glistener Elf, it's more likely to win on turn 3 or 4 when it has more mana and can back up a lethal attack with protection. Infect's best sequences involve a turn 1 Hierarch into turn 2 Infect creature with counterspell backup. Sideboarding and how to beat it. A difficult part of piloting Infect is deciding when to go all in on an attack, since you need to expend a lot of resources on one and often can't recover from a failed attack. This is where protective cards like Vines of Vastwood and the counterspells come in handy. Matches often become a game of chicken where it's smarter to slowly chip away at the opponent rather than forcing one big attack. However, you can't take too long, since basically any matchup only gets worse the longer the game goes. Sometimes you just have to go all in and make them have it. Infect is a high-risk, high-reward deck and not for the timid. It can be beneficial to point removal at Infect creatures on your own turn, since their pump spells can double as protection against damage-based removal like Lightning Bolt, or to simply take a minor amount of Infect damage and then attempt to kill the creature at the end step. Infect is best against non-interactive linear combo decks, especially post-board when it can bring in hate pieces and present a clock, but it struggles against anything with a high volume of cheap removal or counterspells. You may have to time or fight over just resolving an Infect creature or lethal pump spell. Infect is fairly linear itself and suffers from the drawing the wrong half of the deck problem, since it needs the right mix of Infect creatures, pump spells, and counterspells. The deck is often fighting an uphill battle, and many common cards in the format present a problem for it. Chalice of the Void can crush the deck, as can many other cards like Pyroblast for agent and counterspells, Wasteland for Inkmoth, and basically every removal and counterspell in the format, including free things like Force, Daze, and Solitude. It doesn't help when highly interactive decks like Delver are running all over the format. As such, the deck has largely fallen out of favor, although like any longtime deck, it still picks up wins here and there. Tips and tricks. Vines of Vastwood can stop your opponent from targeting their own creatures, which may come up in some circumstances such as Flickerwisp. In the worst case scenarios, when your Infect creatures die or you fail to draw any, you can technically still win by pumping Noble Hierarch. If you're willing to take the damage, you can target an opponent's attacking creature with Berserk to kill it, e.g. Thalia. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Infect. I want to thank my fellow players in the Magic community for whom sharing their experiences helps make these guides possible. You can find additional resources, such as an up-to-date deck list, in the description. If you think I left out anything important or got something wrong, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned to see what deck we look at next time.